Chapter 9. A ceremony for the living room wall. Atura scattered the white flower petals around Izuku and Yin, who awkwardly stood beside one another. After searching the beach for a secluded spot to avoid being seen by the public, they finally settled near the edge of the shore. The sunset was beginning to set in the background, the pink and purple hues making it the perfect backdrop. The tide rushed towards their feet, the cool waves stopping just short of touching them, leaving behind a gentle hush of retreating foam. The rhythmic sound of the ocean filled the silence between them. And Atura ran in front of them with his camera and smiled. "Okay, you two, we just need to get at least one center of the living room worthy picture. So just look like you love each other." How do you want us to do that?" Izuku asked, his voice shaking nervously. Yin stood beside him, with her arms crossed. Her white veil and dress danced in the breeze. "Yeah, Atura. Direct us or something." Okay, Teach. Put your arm around Yin's waist. Yin, lean into him, and then smile at the camera." Izuku turned to Yin. May I?" he asked. She glared at him, then at the camera. "Sure, whatever." Yin felt his hand wrap around her. His fingers rested gently above her hip as she leaned into him. Atura grumbled to himself, scratching his chin. "Yin, wrap the arm closest to him around his waist too, and then place your other hand on his chest." She did as instructed. As her palm rested on his chest, she could faintly feel the thump in Izuku's heartbeat, which seemed to be beating stronger and stronger by the second. Her eyebrows pulled together as she looked up at him, only to see him turning the opposite direction to hide his face. She studied the way his ears had turned a deep red, and how his sharp jawline clenched. She felt a lump in her throat as heat spread through her chest. What the hell is he so flustered for? She wondered. "Pervert," she whispered. Izuku turned to her with dusted cheeks. I am not. I'm just not used to having a wife, okay? Don't call me your damn wife. This is simply pretend. Focus." Atura snapped his fingers to gather attention. "We're losing light here." "Sorry, Suzumi." Izuku apologized. As they gathered themselves, posing at the camera, Atura looked through the lenses, but quickly dropped the camera and glared at Yin. "What the hell are you doing?" "What?" she asked. "With your face?" "What is that?" "You told us to smile, moron." "Oh, I forgot." Atura pinched the bridge of his nose. "You don't know how to smile on command without looking like you might shit yourself." "What the hell did you say?" she sneered. "Let's do a different pose. One where we don't have to see that horrid face on Yin's face." "I'm gonna kick your ass," Yin yelled, Izuku finding himself holding her back yet again to stop her. "Suzumi, who usually holds Yin back when you tease her?" Izuku asked in a frightened tone, finding it concerning that this is the second time in a week that he's had to be protected. I usually run away until she's just tired." Atura struggled, holding up his camera again. "Okay, let's try this again. Yin and Teach. Kiss." "I'll kick your fucking ass if you keep saying stupid shit," Yin threatened. "But it's the only other pose I can think about with us having to look at your smile." "My smile is not that bad." "It's not on camera, though." "Atura!" Izuku watched as the two of them bickered. He turned back to him to see the sunset was vanishing by the second, the dark sky waiting to consume for the night. Afraid, that their time would be wasted? He slowly found himself suddenly grabbing Yin's left hand and kneeling into the sand. "Huh?" she whispered. Before they knew it, Izuku kissed her hand, his soft lips pressing against the fingers that wore her fake wedding ring. Her face exploded, having to hold back against the urge to faint, punch him, and run away all at once. "Perfect!" Atsuro shouted, snapping as many photos as he could. "This is absolutely perfect!" Yin stared down at him. His eyes were closed as his lips brushed against her knuckle. His cheeks and ears, pink as shit. He pulled away, looking up at her with a shimmering, innocent green gaze. Her heart thumped against her chest, screaming to be let out. What the hell was this feeling? Why was he making her feel this way? Sure, Izuku was handsome. He had a cute face, a cute smile, whatever. But he was always just Atsuro's quirky heroics teacher, who's oddly humble for his own good. But now, dressed in a tuxedo, kissing her hand like a gentleman, the way he looked at her, and the warmth of his touch still lingered on her skin, she couldn't help but acknowledge how different he suddenly seemed. Izuku stood to his feet, looking down at her as he stepped closer, holding her hand in his against his chest. The space between them was merely inches apart, enough for her to smell his worn-out cologne that mixed with the salty sea that the wind carried. "Stay like that," Atsuro demanded, moving in all sorts of directions to capture the perfect angle. Yin couldn't take her eyes off him, but Izuku's gaze fell to her shoulder, unable to make eye contact. Sorry," he whispered. I know this is uncomfortable." Was this how he felt? Uncomfortable? Sure, she felt awkward, but not uncomfortable. She swallowed, not able to find any words to respond to him. Instead, she squeezed his hand hard, making Izuku wince. "Ouch," he seared. She hummed. "Your grip tightened, that's all," he said with a crooked smile. "I guess when you're as strong as her, you're not aware of your own strength," he thought. Oh, she mumbled as she looked down at their hands. "Sorry, I do that when I'm nervous." He noticed how soft her voice had gotten, making his stomach flip. When she wasn't screaming or angry or irritated or frustrated, which was rare, her tone of voice was gentle and youthful, thin and airy. His eyebrows raised. "This makes you nervous?" Her glare hardened. Sorry, I'm not trying to insult you," he promised. I'm glad to know we're in the same boat." He grinned, revealed. Her face fell at the way he smiled. He always looked so genuine when he smiled. It was the kind of smile that lit up the entire face, wide and irised, his green eyes crinkling at the corners. It was warm, almost infectious, and so open that it made it hard to unfold him. A part of her was envious that he was able to do so. Smile, free of worry. No, she shouldn't think that. Everyone had their own problems. Even if they could smile, like they didn't, it was unfair to Izuku for her to assure that he had no troubles at all. Even if he truly didn't. Still, at least he was able to smile. And that alone made her chest itch for longing, admiration even.